Hello and good morning. I am just hunting for something in my catalogue to share with you. How are you? Hopefully someone will be joining us live this morning because I'm a bit later coming on than normal. I'm going to check that I'm live in the right place to start with. What am I looking for? So yeah, I've been dashing around. I've been to the doctors and typically I was 25 minutes late going in past my appointment time. So of course I had to dash back, grab a quick coffee and some breakfast. I've put a shirt on as well. I'm feeling a bit chilly here today. Nobody hopping on just yet. I will hang fire for 2 moments while I find this stamp set in the catalogue that I'm looking for, that I'm going to be using today. So, I've got it. Last day of Sale-a-Bration today. A very sad day for me as a demonstrator, because although it means that you've still got one last chance to order yourself some free products, I don't get to play with the Sale-a-Bration stuff. As a business demonstrator, it's not really in my best interest to share stuff that you can't get your hands on, because it can be a little frustrating if I show you something and then you really want it and it's no longer available. It's just not ideal. So that being said, I think I am going to be running, maybe next month, we shall see. I'm going to be running a class using the DSP that I'm going to be using today, which is one of the Sale-a-Bration free gifts. It's a £90 spend. What's it called? Dandy Designs. And I've got some of that, so I'm thinking of running a class including that paper because it's just too good to put away yet. So, right. Am I straight? I feel very disorganised this morning. If you are joining, please do say hello. Let's just move to the larger screen so that I can hopefully read some comments if they are coming in. So yes, feeling a bit chilly this morning. I had my lovely wool jacket on to go to the doctors, and then when I got back, I've put the radiators up a notch. Don't tell Jason. Over here, I've got a class here at 1 o'clock. It's not cold in here by any means, but it's just me, and my top is 3/4 length sleeves, so I was just feeling a little bit of a chill. Hello Carol, how are you doing? Thank you for stopping by. Right, I think I best get you down onto my desk and show you what we're using. I was due to come live with this last Tuesday, but I had a message in the morning to say that my granddaughter needed to go to hospital, and as it turned out, she actually broke her fibula. This is Evsie, the middle granddaughter. She's almost 3, but she broke her fibula, which is a bone in the back of your leg. Facebook has thrown me out. And she's in plaster up to her knee. So last week was a bit of a juggle. I had to move some days around. I was hoping to come back live on Thursday, but I had to have Teddy in the morning. So, and we've been away all weekend walking, so I'm slightly exhausted. Last week seemed like not a long week, but I was sort of back and forth and didn't really get much chance to sort of take time out. So, but I am back on it today. I'm ready for a full-on Nana day tomorrow as well. So, right, let's get you down. Yeah, ouch, I bet. I know to start with, she wasn't sleeping very well, bless her, but I think she's got an appointment to go back, and hopefully they'll put a boot on her, because I messaged Coles yesterday and she said she's still not weight bearing. She's allowed to weight bear on it, but maybe she's just a bit too frightened to weight bear on it. So yeah, she's got 2 little ones to lug around. Right, let's get you down on the desk. Excuse the palm of the hand. So yeah, I'm feeling all out of sorts today. A bit out of sync. Let's get you down, get you straightened up. Get some light on the subject. I'll zoom in a bit. Wait for that to catch up. I'm actually feeling warm now. That's because I've been dashing. Might have to take I just popped this shirt on over the top of my top to keep me warm. When I get cold, it gets into my bones. I really struggle to get warm again. And we had a chilly old weekend. So every year we have our annual dog walking holiday. Right, that's better. No, that's not better. Sorry, I'm faffing. Can't see any comments. We have our annual dog walking holiday, and we usually do forest holidays. We have a log cabin in the woods, lots of walking. We take the dogs out, we go all day, we have lunch out at a pub, then we come back, we either have takeaway, we cook, we do barbecue, we hot tub, and it's just like a really great weekend. This time, and we normally go to the Forest of Dean. Hello everybody, hello Lisa, how are you doing? Sorry, I'm just catching up. Who else? Belinda, good evening. Oh, good morning to you, but good evening, I guess. Is it afternoon there? Lovely. Love that you could join me. Yeah, I'm a little later today because I wasn't due to be live today. It's I'm like every other week now live because I have classes in the studio and online classes. But because I didn't go live last week and I'd prepared some projects using the owls, which you can only get, it's the last chance to get it today. I thought I'd better try and squeeze in a live this morning before my class at lunchtime. So here I am, albeit feeling a little rushed and unprepared. I'm sure it will all be fine. So this is a recent purchase, the Warm Welcome. It's in the January to April mini catalogue. It was designed by the lovely Jenny Pauly, and it's a $1 million stamp set. So when I say design, she had the input into it. So this little emblem here, when you reach $1 million in sales, you get to have your input on a stamp set of your very own, and this is her stamp set. So it's very new to me. This was my first kind of little play with it. There are some dies that go with it, which are adorable. Here they are. So we've got like this front door image, and then the die that cuts it out, but I love all the other elements in there as well. And look at those numbers. How useful is that? And all on one die. That is just genius, I think. Right, so we're using the owls. Remember, last day to get your hands on them and anything else that's in this catalogue. We've also got the flyer as well of the extra products that are available. The other thing I am using is right at the back of the catalogue, and I know you all love this. It's the Dandy Designs DSP. Hi Renee, how are you doing? Thank you for stopping by. So, yeah, last chance to grab yourself that. Let me grab the paper. I have shown you this before. Just pull out all my offcuts, most of my offcuts. But how adorable. This is why I've said I'm going to be revisiting this paper pack with a class where I will be including sheets of this paper because it is just delicious. So it's free with a £90 spend. Today is your last chance to grab that. You get 48 sheets of 12 by 12 in here, but look at these colours. Fresh Freesia, Calypso Coral. We've got Mango Melody. I want to say I need to look that up on the back. We've got Balmy Blue. We've got Coastal Cabana. Bit of Bermuda Bay by the looks of it. Granny Apple Green. It is just such a fun pack of beautiful paper. Oop, bit of an offcut left there. Balmy Blue, Calypso Coral, Coastal Cabana, Fresh Freesia, Granny Apple Green, Mango Melody, and Petal Pink, of course. So rapidly working my way through those sheets, but I'm going to have way too much left to be just sat around doing nothing. Hence, I'm going to be running a class and including some of that next week. Right, let us start with this gorgeous set. Oops, that's upside down. Can you see how when I mount my stamps onto their stickers, I peel off the sheet that the sticker comes on and I stick it into my stamp set, and then I can immediately see if I've got a stamp missing. Little tip there. Let's mount this on a block. I could have done with a D block. Let me just grab one from up here. I've done with a cleaner one as well, really. So we're going to be using this little cutie. And here are my pieces. So we're starting with a standard card size for me. And this measures 5 3/4 by 8 1/4. And I'm just going to fold that in half and pop it to one side. So already see I've got bits and pieces missing, which isn't really very handy, but I just need to locate some scraps. So I've cut myself a piece of that lovely Dandy Designs DSP, and it measures 3 1/2 by 5 1/8. And this is fresh freesia, and it's got a lovely kind of like plaid background on it. I'm just going to grab some soft succulent scrap. Look at this soft succulent scrap bag. It is actually ridiculous, but look at the size of it. That is an A4 wallet full of scraps, and it's an outgoing colour too, so I'm hoping that there's going to be some miraculous news that this colour is going to stay, but we shall see. So I've got that top layer here. What I want to do first is a little bit of stamping. So I'm going to start with the owl. And I don't need my foam mat because this is a cling. And these are the two colours of ink I'm going to be stamping with, I do believe. Maybe only one of those. And then I have my trusty blends. We've got Crumb Cake Light and Dark, Grey Granite Light, I believe, and then Soft Succulent. Now, you will have heard a lot of demonstrators talking about in colours going out, and there are presently a few ink refills on back order and some of the cardstock. I know Soft Succulent cardstock isn't available for another couple of weeks, so if you have the inks, get your name down to get yourself ordering the refills if you don't have them, because the little ink refill bottles will keep you going with your ink pad for a very long time. So I'm going to stamp that cute owl down. Then I'm going to pull in my sponge mat because the warm welcome is photopolymer, and I do love a photopolymer stamp set, especially when you've got lots of greetings in here. So you've got lots of words that you can kind of mix and match in there. But I've mounted up this little arm holding a bunch of flowers, and I'm going to stamp that one down next to it. I am excited to play more with this stamp set, and when I was designing for this for last week's live, I really just could not decide what I wanted to share with you. Slight kind of feeling of overwhelm that I just have so many things that I wanted to create with, and just not enough time to share them with. I'm just going to grab a little bit of fresh freesia cardstock as well, because I can see that I need to cut something out with that. Right, so we've got some scraps to be going on with. We're going to cut that one off. Need to add a bit of colour to these. Maybe we'll do a bit of die cutting just while we let that ink absorb into our basic white cardstock. We'll do a little bit of die cutting. So let's put in our plates. And pull back in the dies and see what we need. So we've obviously got like this front door here, which is like a panel I guess, for the front door. So I'm going to cut one of those. I'll tape that down in a minute. Then I also need this lovely label, and I want some hearts as well. I think I might have already cut some hearts. I've already cut a few hearts, so we'll just take this little one here and cut one of those. So there is a die also, maybe we'll cut that out ready and colour it after. You've got this lovely little plate here. This is just great for adding sentiments to, and you've got the stack here for the presents. This one does the little baby shoes. Let me bring the stamp set. Got one that cuts out the cat, so you've got this little row of baby shoes here. It's such a lovely set. Right, let's cut these out to be going on with. Let's find a little scrap, that will do nicely. So what have you all been up to? You've heard that I went off on Friday, so I was due to see you on Tuesday. But I had to go and pick Vivi up. Brought her back here. We did some crafting together, which was lovely. So I still got to craft for a little bit. We'll do a heart and a small heart. And then I had Teddy all day Wednesday. Wednesday I had Teddy Thursday morning. And then Friday we headed off to the Brecons, would it be? In Wales. Not too far from here, less than, I think it was about an hour and 20 minutes from us. So not too far. Better take this one down as well. But it's a brand new venue for Forest Holidays. Has anyone heard of Forest Holidays? So this is we were due to go in January, but they were nowhere near finished. So hence we were going this month. Let's just run that through. So yeah, it wasn't completely finished. They've still got a lot of work to do there. I mean, it's not quite a building site, but there's a lot of roads that haven't been tarmacked and things like that. So, and it had rained when we got there. It was a little bit mucky when we got there. But the cabin is just lovely. We had a 3-bedroom one this time, and there were 6 adults. So it's just such a great getaway. And you can literally then step out of your door with the dogs and just walk. So we did drive to, where did we go on Saturday? The mountain, it's called Pennyfan. And I'm not going to lie, when I stood at the bottom of it and looked how far the walk was to the top, and it's just a consistent climb all the way, I wasn't sure whether I really fancied it. You know when you're walking and you see a bit of a hill, but you can kind of see the end of it not far away. It's not too bad, but when you see like the top of the hill is a couple of miles away. I don't know how far away it was. I can't get this one out. Let's put these dies down. But it took us an hour to hike this mountain, and we did get to the very, very top. And 15 minutes in, and I thought, Jason said we were halfway, but he was totally fibbing because it took us a whole hour. And yeah, let's just say it did blow the cobwebs out. But Alex did really well. It didn't faze him at all, and he had Luca in his carrier as well. So, but yeah, it was worth it. It was like a great sense of achievement when we got to the top. And obviously coming down is kind of easier, but a bit harder on the shins. So yeah, a well-deserved glass of wine on Saturday evening. But yeah, it was great. It was really good. And then on Sunday, We'd already done a walk before that as well in the morning. We did the mountain in the afternoon, and we'd already done, I don't know, 2-3 mile walk in the morning, which isn't far, but so yeah, we were all pooped by the end of the day on Saturday. And then Sunday we drove to, now what was it called? The Four Waterfalls Walk, I think it's called. And that was lovely. That was also a bit of a trek, a bit of an uphill trek, and getting down. So basically there are 4, it's like a walk, a circular walk, and you can just do the walk if you want to, but within that walk there are 4 waterfalls that you can kind of hike down to. And, you know, they're not for the faint-hearted, some of it. The steps that you've got to get down, you've got to like climb over rocky areas. It is quite difficult, but we managed all of them, and they were all well worth, you know, getting to. So yeah, we were kind of done in by the end of Sunday, definitely. Right, let's start and add some colour. Need a couple more pens and I haven't got them out. What I've done with them, I haven't even got them ready. I'm also using fresh freesia today to go with our DSP. Right, let's start with the light. Start with the dark and go with the light. So I'm just going to colour this owl as I always do. Same colours. And I will start with this top bit first. I'm not going to really do any fantastic blending. Just going to colour it in. And because he's kind of two-tone, I'm doing him in two colours, or her, I guess. There's not a great need to blend. The only bit I would tend to blend would be the bit under the wings where there's a shadow. Good morning, Belle, my lovely. How are you doing? I didn't walk behind the waterfall. No, I was holding on to Alfie, Sophie and Jay. Both walked behind the waterfall. Maybe I should have done it. I just didn't want to trek across. And it wasn't really dog friendly to go to that part. And there were we had 5 dogs between us, and baby Luca as well. So, but yeah, they took photos, so it looked great. Sophie's been there before. She went there with Alex a couple of years ago, I think. It was muddy, yes, and kind of underfoot, walking down to some of those waterfalls. Some of them are like, they've got steps built in, and then some of it is just like rocks but on a downhill, and you've kind of got to, you know, manoeuvre your way down without slipping. But yeah, it was quite slippery in places. I might just add a little bit of darkness under these wings and just pull that in, just to add a bit of shadow. But it was brilliant. I'm glad we did it. Sophie suggested that, actually, that we go there, even though she'd been there. It was perfect, and we did about just over 20 miles over the weekend, I think. I'm just finding another pen. I found my blue. Excuse me. I'd forgot to get a blue for the eyes. Oh, actually, just realised I'm not doing them blue. I'm doing them in soft succulent. This one's going to have a mix of eye colour. I thought I'd do them in soft succulent to blend with my card. That's why I didn't have it out ready. So yeah, we had a fabulous weekend. It will probably hit me in a couple of days. Probably just hit me that we walked all that way and my body's not really used to it. Right, I'm going to snip off the bottom of that hand and just add some colour to this little bunch of flowers. Yeah, it's nice to get away, isn't it? Do something a bit different. The dogs absolutely love it. They absolutely love it, and they walk like 10 times as far as what we do, so goodness knows how many miles they do. It's quite mad really, but yeah, it was definitely, we were very lucky though with the weather. Mother Nature was looking down on us because when we got there they'd had a bit of rain, so just using soft succulent now for the leaves. The roadway in was a little bit mucky. Obviously once you're in your cabin it's fine. And it was dry all weekend, dry and cold, very chilly. And then we left Monday morning. We woke up to rain on Monday morning, but you know, that's sort of coming home day, so it didn't really matter. But yeah, it was perfect. And we were celebrating one of Jason's sisters' birthdays as well, so we had a nice champagne breakfast on Monday morning. So yeah, it was lovely. It's just lovely to get away, isn't it, and do something different. Right, let's trim this out. This cute little owl on his last day of appearing in our publication. Quite sad. And although we've had a shorter Sale-a-Bration this time, I feel like I've not had enough time to share all of the offerings with you. But I guess I've shown you my favourite things from the Sale-a-Bration brochure, which is what I will always do. I will only share with you what I really love. So let's just cut this one out. It's raining here today as well. Drizzle. Always seems to rain on a hair wash day as well. But I knew I have to do it today because I have to leave early in the morning to go to see the children, so it just makes it much harder if I leave it to a Nana day. Right. One owl nicely trimmed. Give those a little curl as well. I think Alfie will be recovering from all that walking for the next couple of days. He was flaked out last night as well. Bless him. Right, so I think we can start putting together. I've got some bits that I did earlier. I cannot pick anything up at the moment either. Right, let's bring our card base in. And put everything together. So we're going to start. I was tempted to maybe do it this way round for this card, but I don't want it to be too busy. So I'm going to leave it as I've done it. Oh, and it's at this point now I remember my Tombow is about to run out. Let me grab a new one. I've got some right here. Oh, this one's had a bit of a leakage. Let me just give that a wipe. It's a bit odd. Oh, it's not. Oh, Kerry, you dimbat. No leakage whatsoever. It's because I laid it right down on the glue that I'd already put on. Honestly, that's how my brain is at the moment. So we're going to pop that one right down in the middle. Got quite a big gap around here. I wanted there still to be quite a bit of white space going on here. So I've cut this a lot smaller than I would normally do a first layer. And then this part here, which is kind of the front of the door, the panel on a door, I'm just going to use it as like a frame. I'm going to put this old Tombow back in, and I always store my Tombow nose down because even though it's suggesting that it's empty, I know there's still quite a bit left in there to use. So, but you don't want to see me keep shaking my glue. This one's going to go down roughly in the middle. But yeah, the Tombow is never empty until it kind of like makes a pff noise at you. The window cleaner turned up. That's fine. You can catch up later, Belle. I was just mainly colouring in the owl. Right, let's start with this little owl. Pop some couple of mini dimensionals behind him or her. And from roughly over here. Also, that is not a bit of dirt. I don't know what that is. It looks like a bit of a pinch. There's nothing in there. But when I first noticed it, I thought I'd pinched it. Right. Another dimensional behind the flowers. You've got this bundle, haven't you, Belle? The warm welcome. I've wanted it for a while, but and I've sort of put it off until now. And I'm so glad I've got it. I can see so many uses for it. Right, let's pop this little frame down at the bottom. So, although we're coming to the end of our Sale-a-Bration, we have exciting things coming our way tomorrow. We have online exclusives, which begins tomorrow. We have a little flyer at present which shows us a few of the products that are coming. Even I don't know all of the products. But I've been playing with some of them. One of the sets, have I got it here? It is right here because I was playing with it. Whoops, first thing this morning. Is this gorgeous set. I created some things for my team. I might share one of those with you before we go. But we've got some papers that go with it. We've got dies. We've got some lovely embellishments. The loose frosted dots. See if I can open it without them all falling. How gorgeous are they? And they're frosted. So they look quite glitzy on the back. They are beautiful. So that is coming from tomorrow, which is the 1st of March. How can that be? How can that be already? Looking for my greeting and I can't find it. Where was I saying? Yeah, the brain. Kerry, engage the brain. We've got online exclusives. We've also got, I saw this morning, last night, we've got a new kit coming out as well. What is it called? I'm just switching screens now. Bear with me. Something kaleidoscope. Colourful kaleidoscope kit. That is coming tomorrow. It's got a lovely stamp set with words in. And it creates 9 cards, 3 each of 3 designs. So, and you get a grey granite Stampin' Spot ink in there as well. So, yeah, look out for that later. I will post some pictures of that. Right, let's stamp a little greeting on here. And on my original, I'd chosen hello, which I think I'm going to stick to because then that covers all of the bases. These are so sweet. Miss you. Let's spend time together. So nice just to send that random card. What's that on there? To someone, just to let them know that you're thinking of them. What else is coming? So obviously with Sale-a-Bration being the last day today is the last day to join my team with that amazing offer. And I've had 3 people join up within the last few days, so there's still plenty of time. Just going to stamp that straight down on there. Hello. And we'll snip that off. Good morning, Kate, my lovely. How are you doing? Never worry about being late. You've always got that replay, the catch-up you can watch from the beginning. I'll try and get this uploaded to YouTube this afternoon as well, whilst my class is going on. How are you doing, Kate? Hope you're doing well. I'm going to pop some more dimensionals on here, just because I can. It's not really necessary. But you know I love my height on a card. I'm going to pop that somewhere in the middle. And that's definitely not the middle. If I hold it in the middle, then I can see either side. This is where a pair of tweezers comes in handy. And also you've seen me using my snips to push dies out. One of my team went off with my Take Your Pick tool last Thursday evening, so I feel lost without it. Honestly, I feel lost without it. It's just great for picking little things up. Right, I'm going to pop these hearts on and then we're virtually done. So pretty simple card today. Is that the back? Yeah. Put one on there. Oh. Don't want to get glue all over my fingers if I can help it. One there, one there. This is where I'm going to miss my Take Your Pick tool, because I've got two little tiny things to pick up and no putty to do it with. I've got this putty. Actually, I've got some new putty refills, but where have I put them? That is the question. This is a very old putty refill, and I think it's just dried up inside and it won't come out. So I could have just used that. I do not remember. Oh, I do. Actually, there's no point doing that because I don't want to open a new one. But I could have just used that to pick it up. Pick up these little hearts, but we'll do something another way. Put two little dots here. Now if I just dip the end of my scissors into the Tombow, that will help me pick up these hearts. Like that. That one's got a bit of Tombow stuck on it now, which is why it's sticking to me. And then I called that done, but I think I might put a little bit of bling on there. Not quite sure what. I've got these that I've still not opened. Let's see what else we've got. I'm feeling maybe something white. Let's see. Got some classic matte dots. Maybe a couple of white ones of those. I'm not going to lie, I always just love plain old bling. Or we could go pearls. You could go that pinky colour on there. They might look quite nice. Do you know what? I'm going to put a couple of white ones on. Just go with the classic. This again is where my Take Your Pick tool comes into its own. Kate, you're cold. Oh, I know. It's been being. Oh, you've had a cold. Sorry, I'm reading the last message before the previous. You've had a cold from hell that's been doing the rounds, but you're feeling much better now. I am glad to hear you're feeling better. Yeah, I've had the sniffles, but thankfully not been too bad with it. Right, let's take one of these if we can. Maybe we'll put one there. One there. It's alive. And one up there maybe. I'm not sure that looks right, but they're on there now. They're staying. So this owl is so cute. It has gone cold. I actually lit the little log burner last night down in the snug. I was over here working all afternoon, went back over to sort some dinner and thought, gosh, it is a bit nippy over here. So I lit the little log burner and it's so cosy when that just makes such a difference. It just takes the edge off. Nothing like lighting the fire. Where's my original? Let's see the difference. Oh, I'd done something special on the inside of this one. Even I'd forgotten that. How cute is that? See just how it finishes it off. Now you hear me talk about, and as soon as I picked that up, I sensed there was extra layers. I only use basic white cardstock for my card layers because generally I'm a layers girl and I add so many layers to it that it becomes very stable. But quite often when you've got not a lot going on, you know, this does feel quite lightweight. This maybe could have justified a thick basic white base. But with that inside layered up with 2 layers, that really does give it a good bit of stability. So I've used up that, so I've got the greeting hello, and then I've used that stamp again, that whole one, just with the little arm coming in, coloured it in, and then put let's spend time together. How lovely would that be, just to send to someone, just to let them know, you know, that you're thinking of them, and, you know, let's get together, because do you know how hard it is to squeeze in time to do the things for us and to spend time with people that we don't spend time with very often. And I always say that if we don't get that date in the diary, it just doesn't happen, because life kind of just motors on with us, and it carries us away, and before we know it, like a couple of months have gone by. Right, same style of card. This time I've cut a couple of bits ready. Same base size as well, 5 3/4 by 8 1/4. And when I came over here first thing this morning, got adhesive on there, it was only 17.5 degrees. So yeah, I turned the heating up a notch. And the wood, we're just running out of wood pellets again. Can you believe that? So we've just had some more delivered. Goodness gracious, honestly. We are trying to conserve them, but it's difficult when it's cold. Our house is the kind of house that you can't let it get cold, because once the bones get cold, it takes such a lot to get it warm again. So that the heating is like permanently on. It doesn't reach a temperature and switch off like most people. When people say, oh, our heating's on all the time, ours is actually running all of the time. And I think what annoys me a lot is it's sustainable heating. It's very eco-friendly, but we have to have, we've got a boiler room which pumps water into the house, and that pump is using electric, you know, which isn't very earth-friendly and very cost-effective. Not very cost-effective at the moment. It's costing a lot of money to pump that hot water around. But anyway, such is life. Right, I've popped that layer on again. It's the same as before, 3.5 by 5 1. Okay, so exactly the same size as before. And then what I want to do on here, I've done a little owl ready, because you don't want to see me colour and cut that again. I've also done some flowers. Oop, I've got a little pop-up there from on my phone from Aurelia, encouraging me to buy more skincare. I need to do a bit of stamping on here. Now, mounted up this door, and I've used an E block. Is this E? Yeah, an E block, which it fits nicely on there. So that would be the largest block you would need for this set. I'm going to need my Memento ink, and I'm going to ink it up and stamp it down. Let's bring my mat in ready. It's looking very drizzly out there as well, which doesn't sort of make you feel very warm either, does it? I'm just thankful we were blessed with good weather for the whole weekend. We were walking, it was cold and a bit of a biting wind, but Sunday morning it was frosty. There'd been a frost, but it was blue skies, and we had a bit of, whoa, I nearly dropped that then, a bit of sun on our cheeks, which was lovely. Right, I'm going to stamp this door down onto crumb cake. How delicate. How crisp are those lines? Honestly, I just love our products. I just love them. Then I also need my mat back again and a scrap. Have I got a better scrap than that? That might be a better scrap, let's see. And I've mounted up this. Now, how handy is this stamp going to be? And you can like cut this up and make a smaller. You could chop the middle one out. You could stack them higher. There are just so many uses for a stack of presents, whether it's wedding, birthday, anniversary, new baby. It really doesn't matter. Presents are, we always give presents, don't we, for lots of different occasions. So it's just gorgeous. Then cut another one of those ready. Just need to cut this one out. We'll do the bit of stamping and then I can move my mat away. You see a cake too with the present stack? Yes, for sure, Belle. Definitely, that's a great idea. A great idea. If we chopped off that top one, and then we could put... Now, you've got me wanting to play. Let's find a scrap. Hello, hello, hello. Let's find a scrap. Because I've got a vision in mind that just came to me. Let's ink it up. I'm just playing now. I'm going to see if this works. So I've just inked it up. I don't know if that got the top bit or not. Let's see. No, it didn't. Bear with me. I'm faffing. You know what the best thing is? Washi tape. Where's it gone? Oh, of course, that had to happen, didn't it? I wonder if that's enough. It tore and now I'm never going to find the end. Just wanted that top line. Right, pull that off. I'm only going to show you on this scrap. Stamp that down so we've just got the present, and then if we use this little heart, we could like, oh, it's working out rubbish because I'm doing it on grid paper. But if you can kind of visualise that as a little cake with some hearts on the top. Great idea, Belle. See, look, you are so inspiring. Thank you for that. I feel a cake stack coming on. Right, I need that back. I love that we do that to each other. I love that we're willing to share our ideas and our inspiration. Right, I've pulled in It's Your Day. We'll do that in Memento. This is why I love photopolymer, for this reason. Stamping a greeting and just getting it exactly where you want it to be. Snip off the ends. And for those of you that are cat lovers, and I know there's a lot of you out there, you've got this cute little happy kitty in there as well. So it's a very sweet one. Very sweet. Right, let's cut this out. Maybe we'll colour this and cut this at the same time. Oh, that means I get to sit down again. Colour it really quickly. Right. Now, I'm not going to go too close to the stars on here, and that's purposely, partly for the look, but partly because I don't want it to bleed. So I'm going to leave it like that. And then I'm just going to colour in some of the stripes. the light fresh freesia. I will so miss this colour. If we don't have some kind of refresh that brings soft succulent back in as well, I'm going to be struggling. Two of my favourite greens, soft succulent and evening evergreen. Right, let's just colour in some random dottage. And then we'll take the dark. Oh, lid's a bit stiff. Let's colour in. Really simple. Excuse me, the frog. Excuse me, the frog is trying to escape. Really simple colouring. Also, you could stamp this directly onto pattern paper and cut it out. So, Belle, you're saying a wedding cake, add some flowers to the top. Baby shower cake, add a little character. Yes, perfect. Margaret, hello, how are you doing? Yes, I'm sure we've got candles in stamp sets. You're going to go and have a route and see what you can find. For sure. We'll find many different things. Great idea. Love that. Thank you, Belle, for sharing. Right, let's cut these out. So we want, and of course we've got this lovely bow here as well. This here makes me think of like a wedding engagement ring. I don't know why, it's the door knocker, but every time I look at it, that's what I see. It's strange, isn't it? Right, let's get these down and taped so they don't go anywhere. I think I've got indigestion from bolting my breakfast down. I just knew that if I didn't eat before I came live that I might start flagging a bit. I'm not very good when my sugar levels drop. I call it the EBGBs. Jason gets it as well. You get the shakes. It's not good. First of all, my eyes go, my vision gets very flaky. And then I get the shakes and the wobbly knees. And then it's like, I need chocolate to pick me up a bit quick. Look at that. Let's just get the tape off of here. How cool is that? There's loads of inspiration for this bundle as well if you look for it. Right, let's put those away. Such a sweet set. And I think we're ready to build up. Okay, so I'm starting with just a strip of crumb cake, and I'm going to pop this at the bottom as a kind of grounding agent for my door to sit on. Got some nice lines on this DSP to follow as well. So it's just slightly wider than my DSP. So it's 3 5/8 by an inch. And then I'm going to put my door flat down on top of here. Oops, a bit of Tombow all the way around. And we'll just pop that slightly more to the left, I think. Follow that line on the pattern paper to help us get it straight. Now you could leave it like that, but I've cut out, let me show you in the set. So we have this like door frame here, but we've also got this very thin rectangle, which I'm going to sit. I've got Tombow all on my fingers. Oh gosh, it's grim out there. I can just about see the hills. Very misty over there. So I'm just going to pop that in inside that door frame just to lighten it up a little. it sits in there nicely. So you could kind of make this a peekaboo card. You could turn that bit into a shaker because the die would cut out the centre panel of that door. Then let's pop the owl in and then we'll know what room we've got left. These flowers are really sweet as well. I can see lots of uses for those. Seem to have fluff stuck to me. Must be off my wet wipe. Margaret, party puffins have stamp of 3 which you could cut off, and Birthday Piggy has a stamp die with top tier with candle. Oh, I've got that on my desk over there. That was close to the edge, Kerry. Have a look. Definitely got Birthday Piggy on my island behind me. How high do I want you? How far over? About there, I think. Oh yes, it does. You're very right. Excellent. I've got this little candle here, which you could mask off somehow. Even if you had it with that round bit on the top, that wouldn't hurt. Yeah, perfect. And of course you've got a lovely balloon in there as well to add to the equation. I've probably got lots of retired things that have little candles on. I'm just going to snip off that little bit of black. Right, so we've got an owl bringing flowers, but also presents. We had a nice glass of Moet yesterday morning with our breakfast and croissant, a pain au chocolat. It was lovely to celebrate Jason's sister's birthday. Right, we're going to pop that there. And then our little greeting, we're going to do the same as before, but I'm not going to raise this one quite so high. Pop that on the middle. Could have cut the end a bit straighter, but never mind. Like that. More dimensionals on the back. We'll use the endy pieces. I think we're still going to have a bit of couple of chilly nights as well, which isn't very nice when it's damp, is it? You know, we were just having some nice spring. Oops. Let's just straighten that back up. Some nice spring weather. And then we're going to pop that one just over the present. Oh, I know what, I shouldn't have put all that dimensional on there. I'm going to pull that one off. Because I want Tombow on that end. Because I want it to overhang my present. There was too much on there. Put that one on. There, like that. And then we're done. Something hanging on there, a bit of fluff. Having a fluffy morning. And there we go. So we've just got that lovely owl with the flowers and the presents. It's your day. You could push the boat out here and stamp the cat and add that in there, sat by the door as well. That would kind of maybe finish it off. But I kind of just left it as it was. So some easy colouring and beautiful colours as well. Fresh freesia, soft succulent, two of my favourites for sure. So there we go. That's my 2 projects for you today. Let's bring in the other ones. So we've got that one with the bling on. Oh, I just love these colours. I'm going to be so sad if we do have to say goodbye to them. So we're having an announcement to hopefully shed some light on what is happening with colours, because alongside this stamp set, the Irresistible Blooms, this is coming next month, which is tomorrow, with the online exclusives. We have this paper. I don't know if I showed you this last time. I might have. It's called Hello Irresistible, but it is beautiful. Look at these colours. This is a returning colour, Pretty Peacock. We've also got Lost Lagoon returning, but we're not quite sure yet. We need a bit of clarity on how they're returning. Look at these. Aren't they just delicious? And I'm pretty sure the die's cut these flowers out. And that's just one side. Look at those colours. Beautiful. So that's part of the suite that is coming tomorrow with the online exclusives. There's a couple of other things as well. I've already shown you these. We've got the basics embossing folders. They're lovely. We've got 3 different ones there. We've got this one, which is like a lovely sort of crosshatch texture. Fabulous for all occasions. We've got this dotty one, which is so textured. It's quite unbelievable, actually, just how textured that is. And then we've got this flowery one. There's definite flowers on that side, but when you look at the reverse, you get like a whole different pattern. Quite clever. You can still see the inverted 5-petal flower there, but works lovely on both sides. So they're available as a set of 3. They're not available individually. And then the other thing I got as well are the classic letters. So hello Zana, how are you doing? I was late this morning, so yeah, I shouldn't have been live today. It's not my week to go live, but because I didn't get to go live last week because I had to dash and have children, I decided I needed to get here this morning. So, and I had doctors first thing, so I got here as soon as I can at 10:30. So you can catch up on the replay. Yeah, those embossing folders, fabulous. These are the classic letters. I haven't priced these. Look at these. You're going to love them. They are amazing. And you get all these foliage ones in here as well, but how handy are they going to be? And you got numbers too. Super. I haven't got my flyer. I want to say they're £22, but I need to check on that. Could be 24. So sneak peek, yeah, of what's coming. And then, of course, the lovely, can she open them without them going everywhere? The frosted dots. And believe me, see if we can get a pink one. They are stunning. They're kind of like, I'm trying to get a couple more out, iridescent on the back. Can you see that one there? When the light gets on it, on the flat back, but they're frosted. They're beautiful. There's no adhesive on them. We were trying to look. The writing's so small, I can't quite focus. I think it says 360 in there. Gorgeous. So gorgeous, I had to get 2. Yeah, so I've been able to pre-order those, being a demonstrator. So, Hosanna, you were talking to someone, say they hadn't seen me for a while. I have been coming weekly. I just did go through a little phase of when Evsie was doing her swimming lessons, when I would have to dash off a bit. But yeah, my new schedule is going to be every other Tuesday, I think 1st and 3rd Tuesdays to go live. And I may whip in between if I get chance. But I'm now running more classes in the studio, so there's less time to squeeze everything in. So there we go. There are some tiny ones in there too. Yes, there are. Let me see. What did I do with my team? What am I doing next week? This is one that I did with my team using that new Irresistible Blooms. Is that what it's called? It's gone. Can't even find the stamp set. How did that happen? Yeah, Irresistible Blooms. So there we go. Beautiful. Using the new papers. And yes, you see the 3 different sizes here. So you've got the larger, the medium and the small little dot as well. So yeah, see more on that coming up. We're using that stamp set for my 6-card class. I'm just looking for that. It should be right here in a bag, and it is. I'll give you a little sneak peek of that. So just so you can see the colours. So a bit of brightness going on next month. I say next month, it's from tomorrow, isn't it? A bit weird, but February's nearly here already. Anyway, I am going to have to run. What is the time? 20 to 12. I've got an hour until ladies arrive, and I've got everything prepared, I think, because that's what I was doing yesterday afternoon, but I need to try and get a little bit of work done in between. So this is the problem. The more classes I have here, the less time I have to prepare for classes and prepare for live. So I'm sort of like spreading myself thinly and trying to be very productive with the time that I've got. So I will love you and leave you. You're a bit too far for a class, Kate, aren't you? I know. But what I'm hoping to do is do some of my classes. The Fun Folds class that I did last time. Let me grab them. February's Fun Folds. I'm going to do things like this as an online class where you can have kits in the post if you want to. And then I'm going to go live and you can join in online with me. Now, whether I go via Zoom or a Facebook group, that's another question. But that is the plan moving forward. So, and then there will be PDFs and they will go on my tutorial website. So that is the plan. It's just getting it all together. So thank you, Margaret. It's lovely to have you all. It's just lovely to have you all. Right, I will love you and leave you. I am due to be back with you next week for a live, so I need to get a wriggle on and get some more projects designed. So yeah, I've got another order that's due for delivery this morning, so I'm wondering if there's anything else in there new to play with. So we shall see. Right, please take care, everybody. And yeah, I would love to do live and have you join in as well, stamping with me whilst I'm creating. So yeah, safe travels if you're out and about. Take care, look after yourselves, and I'll be back with you all very soon. So bye for now.